All right, diving in, we're going to be looking at some seriously impactful AI projects today.
Yeah, exciting stuff from articles, Reddit threads, even what developers are talking about on Discord.
The potential for like real positive change, the kind of AI that could really benefit everyone.
Right, not just focusing on the latest algorithm or raw power, but what it can really do.
Exactly. And one thing that keeps coming up is this push for AI accessibility.
Oh, yeah.
Most people don't have like a supercomputer in their basement.
Yeah, that's true.
So these projects like EXAONE 3.5 are trying to change that.
So EXAONE, what's interesting about them is they're evaluating these models in what they call a GPU-poor environment. So it's almost like, can we make cutting-edge AI work on something less powerful?
Yeah, bring AI to the masses.
Right.
And they're using this Gladiator Arena to evaluate the models. Sounds pretty intense.
It is. Think of it as a competition where different AI models are pitted against each other, but they have limited resources. So the winner is the one that performs best, even though it's not running on the most powerful hardware.
That Unsloth AI team would probably do pretty well in that arena. They're all about efficiency. They're using the OpenAI Triton library to like streamline their training process.
Absolutely. And the best part is, they're not just keeping it to themselves, they're sharing their findings, making it all open source so that everybody can benefit from it.
That's so important for accessibility and collaboration.
It is, yeah.
Okay, hold on, because things are about to get wild. We're moving into content creation. Have you heard about OpenAI Sora?
Oh yeah, Sora is making some serious waves. It's an AI that can create videos from text and images.
It's like having like a Hollywood director in your pocket.
Right. So imagine like turning a dense research paper into an engaging video or a complex legal document into something that anyone can understand.
And of course, there's always some growing pains with new AI tools. Saw some complaints about server overload, limitations on launch day.
Oh yeah, I saw those too. That's pretty normal though, right? Any new tech that like captures the public's imagination. But like you got to look past that initial hiccup, and what you see is a glimpse into the future of content creation.
And it's not just about creating videos. There's Notebook LM. That's a tool that can condense a 107-page document into a 17-minute podcast.
Notebook LM has the potential to like revolutionize how we learn. Like imagine students being able to get the key takeaways from any text in a fraction of the time.
Okay, but wouldn't that put us out of a job? I mean, AI can summarize anything into a podcast.
That's a good point, actually. It's a valid concern. That sparks debate about the future of a lot of creative fields. But let's save that discussion for another deep dive. Let's shift focus to something even more mind-bending, shall we? Quantum computing.
Quantum computing. Sounds like something straight out of Star Trek. But it's becoming a reality with stuff like Google's Willow chip.
The Willow chip leverages these principles of quantum mechanics to perform calculations in a completely different way than traditional computers do.
So this could lead to breakthroughs in fields like medicine, material science, even climate change modeling.
Right. It's pretty amazing.
But it's not all smooth sailing in the quantum realm, right? There are still hurdles.
Of course. I mean, quantum computing is still in its early stages.
Yeah.
We need better programming tools, but the potential is there, and that's what's driving so much excitement and investment.
It's like we're on the cusp of like a technological revolution. And speaking of revolutions, there's another development that caught my eye. Mixture of experts, or MOEs.
MOEs represent a new approach to AI architecture, one that aims to make large language models more efficient without sacrificing performance.
Okay, break that down for me. How do they work?
So imagine you have a massive AI model, right? But instead of activating the entire thing for every query, you break it down into smaller, specialized experts. And each expert is trained on a specific task or domain.
So it's like having a team of specialists on call.
Exactly. And that efficiency is key to making large language models more accessible and affordable.
So we've got AI becoming more accessible, more efficient, capable of things we once thought were impossible.
It is pretty amazing.
But with all this power comes responsibility, right? That brings us to our final theme, responsible AI development.
This is probably the most important aspect of what we're looking at today. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we need to make sure that it's being developed and used ethically and responsibly. One area of concern is AI-generated content and its impact on online platforms.
Yeah, like the modular forum and their strict policies against AI-generated content, trying to maintain a space for authentic human interaction. which is getting harder.
It is. It's a balancing act. We want to benefit from AI's creative potential, but we also need to be wary of its potential for misinformation and manipulation. It's tricky.
And then there's that whole debate about OpenAI's business
Yeah.
model and the usage limits they've imposed on ChatGPT.
Right. The introduction of paid tiers and usage caps has definitely sparked a lot of discussion about paywalls in AI, resource allocation, the ethical implications of limiting access to these tools.
It's tough. OpenAI needs to generate revenue to continue their research. But restricting access to these tools could stifle innovation and limit the potential for positive impact.
It does raise the question, how do we ensure equitable access to AI technology without creating a divide between those who can afford it and those who can't? It's something we need to figure out as a society.
We've covered some incredible AI projects today, projects with potential to benefit society in countless ways, from AI on low-power devices to tools that revolutionize how we create content.
That's moving so fast.
Yeah, the landscape is changing really fast.
It is.
But with all this progress, we need to keep those ethical implications front and center.
Absolutely, and that's where you, the listener, come in. It's not enough to just be aware of these advancements. We need informed citizens who can critically examine the potential impact of AI, both positive and negative.
I love that.
So, ask yourself, how might these technologies affect my life, my community, the world?
So it's about being engaged and informed,
Yeah.
not just passively consuming.
Exactly. So let's take a step back and highlight a few standout projects we've discussed, projects that represent, real opportunity for positive social impact.
Okay, quick recap. Where should we start?
Well, we've got EXAONE, the Unsloth AI team, both pushing the boundaries of AI accessibility. Then there's Sora, revolutionizing how we create content, turning text and images into video. And Google's Willow quantum computing chip, the potential for breakthroughs in so many different fields. And of course, the development of mixture of experts, promising more efficient and accessible large language models.
It's a lot to cover, but they're all really interesting and show how fast AI is moving. If we're talking standouts, though, I think we got to focus on the projects that really try to address serious needs in society.
Yeah, going beyond the cool factor, focus on projects that offer tangible solutions to real-world problems.
Exactly. So accessibility. We've already talked about EXAONE and Unsloth. What makes these projects so important? For social impact, I mean.
Well, think about it. AI has this huge potential, right? Revolutionize healthcare, education, communication, so many different aspects of our lives. But if access to that technology is limited to people who have, the most powerful and expensive hardware, then we're just making things worse.
Creating a digital divide within the AI revolution.
Right. That's why projects like EXAONE are so important. By focusing on AI models that run efficiently on less powerful devices, they're really democratizing access to these tools.
Leveling the playing field, so everyone has a chance to benefit.
Exactly. And Unsloth's commitment to open source development, that really amplifies the impact.
Yeah. By sharing their findings, their tools, they're encouraging collaboration.
Right.
So we talk about accessibility. Let's talk content creation. How can something like Sora be used for social good?
Oh, Sora has so much potential, especially for education and communication. Imagine being able to make educational videos that really break down complex concepts in a way that works for all learners.
It's like having a personalized tutor for every subject.
Exactly. Think about the potential for bridging cultural divides.
Yeah.
Promoting understanding between different communities.
Yeah. Sora could be used to create videos that translate languages in real time, or maybe develop interactive experiences, like allow someone to step into the shoes of a person from a different culture.
It's amazing. But with any powerful tool, there's always that potential for misuse.
Right.
We have to be careful about the ethics of AI-generated content.
Can't just let anyone create anything, right? We need some kind of safeguards to prevent the spread of misinformation.
Oh, absolutely. Clear guidelines, regulations in place, making sure AI-generated content is labeled properly and creators are accountable for it.
So AI for accessibility, AI for content creation, AI for solving some of the world's biggest problems, that's where quantum computing comes in.
Exactly. Quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize fields like medicine, material science, energy production. Think about Google's Willow chip.
Right.
We could see some amazing breakthroughs in drug discovery, the development of new materials with incredible properties, even more efficient renewable energy sources.
So quantum computing could be the key to a healthier, more sustainable future.
Potentially, yeah.
But you mentioned earlier there's still some challenges, right? before quantum computing becomes practical.
Of course. I mean, we're just starting to understand how to use quantum mechanics for computation. It's early. But the potential is huge. Governments and companies are investing tons of money in it, trying to develop the next generation of quantum computers.
Yeah.
The breakthroughs could come a lot sooner than we think.
It's pretty wild to think about the possibilities.
Yeah.
But what about the potential downsides? What are people concerned about with quantum computing?
Well, one concern is jobs. As quantum computers become more powerful, they could start automating jobs currently done by, highly skilled people. It could lead to unemployment.
The old fear of technology taking over jobs.
Yeah, but we don't know how it will play out. Just like with previous tech revolutions, new jobs and industries will come out of this as quantum computing evolves. The key is to adapt and be prepared for these changes. Make sure people have the skills and training they need to be successful.
So it's about being proactive.
Right. And we also need to watch out for the potential misuse of quantum computing. This technology could be used to break our current encryption methods. It could be a threat to cybersecurity and privacy. We need to make sure we have really robust security measures and international agreements.
It's like we're figuring out this powerful new force of nature. We need to learn how to use it for good, but also prevent it from being used for bad things.
That's a great way to put it. And that brings us back to responsible AI development. This is important for all of these technologies, not just quantum computing.
Right. We need to make sure that AI benefits everyone, not just a select few. So accessibility, content creation, quantum computing. There's one more standout project. Mixture of experts. Why is this approach to AI architecture so important?
Mixture of experts, or MOEs, are really interesting because they're more efficient and scalable. As large language models get more complex and resource intensive, MOEs let us break them down into smaller, specialized modules. It makes them much easier to manage and adapt to different tasks.
So instead of one big AI brain trying to do everything, we have like a team of AI experts working together.
Exactly. This not only makes the models more efficient, but it also makes them more customizable and personalized. Like imagine being able to create an AI assistant that's tailored to your specific needs, or an AI tutor that changes to your learning style.
Taking all the power of AI and making it accessible and relevant for everyone.
Yes. And because MOEs are so modular and specialized, they could also lead to greater transparency and explainability in AI.
Right. If we understand how each module works and how they work together, it becomes much easier to understand how the AI system as a whole is making decisions. That's so important for building trust. We need to get rid of that black box problem. Make sure AI systems are understandable and can be checked.
I agree. That's why MOEs are so exciting. They represent a really promising direction.
It's a lot to take in. We've covered accessibility, content creation, quantum computing, and the really innovative architecture of MOEs. AI is moving so fast, and it has the potential to solve some of humanity's biggest problems.
And it's also important to remember that we need to approach all of this with caution and enthusiasm.
Right. Embrace the opportunities, but don't forget about the risks.
Absolutely. So as we're wrapping up this part of our deep dive, what are some things you want our listeners to think about?
So much to think about. What does all this mean for the listener? I mean, we've talked about a lot of complex stuff, the inner workings of these AI models, the potential impact on society. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, AI can be overwhelming. It's moving so fast, but you don't need to have a PhD to understand it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
AI is going to affect everyone, so we should all try to stay informed and get involved.
And getting involved doesn't mean you have to be a developer. Just be curious.
Right.
Read articles.
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts like this one.
Right.
Talk to friends and family about AI.
It's about being a good citizen, someone who can think critically about all the information out there and have a say in how AI is used.
Exactly. We talked about 5 standout projects today: EXAONE, Unsloth AI, Sora, Google's Willow Chip, and Mixture of Experts. All different approaches to using AI for good.
AI for accessibility, content creation, tackling scientific challenges, and making those large language models more efficient and adaptable. So much potential out there.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? There are so many other AI projects, more coming out all the time.
It's an amazing time to be witnessing all of this, but we can't forget about the ethical stuff, the potential downsides, making sure AI is used responsibly.
Right. Got to find that balance. Embracing the potential, but watching out for the risks. It's about shaping the future of AI, making sure it aligns with what we want for a better world.
So how can listeners actually get involved?
Stay informed. There are tons of resources online, libraries. You can join online communities, forums where people talk about AI.
Right.
Get in on the conversation, ask questions, share your thoughts.
Don't be afraid to speak up.
Right. Another way to get involved is to support those organizations promoting responsible AI development. Nonprofits, research groups, advocacy groups, all working to make sure AI is used ethically.
And if you're feeling really adventurous, think about a career in AI. Lots of demand out there, lots of different paths. Research development, policy, advocacy.
You don't need to be a coding whiz. There are tons of roles that need critical thinking, communication skills, a passion for solving problems with technology.
We've talked about the impact of AI on society as a whole, but AI is also impacting us personally, right? I mean, it's changing how we work, how we learn, how we communicate, even how we think.
It's true. AI is part of our daily lives, so we have to pay attention to how it's shaping our thoughts, our behavior, our relationships.
We need to be aware of its influence and make good choices about how we use it.
Exactly. Maintain our agency, our critical thinking, make decisions that are in our best interest and the best interests of society.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground today, but it feels like this is just the start of the conversation. AI is here to stay, and it's going to keep changing.
It's moving so fast. It is exciting to see what happens next. Limitless possibilities.
So to our listeners, we say stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the world of AI.
The future of AI is not something that's just happening to us. It's something we're all creating together.
That's a wrap for this deep dive into the world of AI.